Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated and take a moment to silence all electronic devices as tonight's ceremony will begin shortly.
Also, please make note of the nearest exit for the use in the event of emergency.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Team Lajes 2025 Senior Non-Commissioned Officer Induction Ceremony. I am Technical Sergeant Mason Morgeau.
And I am Staff Sergeant Alberto Rodriguez. It is our pleasure to serve as your Masters of Ceremony this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the arrival of the official party, the playing of the U.S. and Portuguese national anthem, and the invocation by Chaplain Lennox Vu.
I invite you to join me in the invocation. God, I thank you for today, for the opportunity to celebrate this accomplishment, a major career milestone for our new Master Sergeants, to be promoted and inducted into the heritage and legacy of Senior Non-Commissioned Officer, a tradition of honor and servant leadership. We ask that you give these inductees wisdom, strength, and the passion to carry on the legacy of excellence from those who have gone before them. We also pray for the support of family, friends, and loved ones as our senior NCO will be tasked to lead, to motivate, and to mentor the next generation of leaders so that our Air Force can maintain its air power and effectiveness among global competitors. God, we are grateful for this food and our time together. Be with our guest speaker and our wing leadership. Protect all who are currently deployed and comfort those who are longing for their loved ones. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Thank you, Chaplain Vu, for your uplifting invocation.
At this time, we would like to introduce our distinguished guests. Please hold your applause until all guests have been announced.
The host for tonight's ceremony, Commander, 65th Air Base Group, Colonel Karina Harrison. The Deputy Commander, 65th Air Base Group, Colonel Todd Pacenza.
Our guest speaker, the Senior Enlisted Leader, 65th Air Base Group, Chief Master Sergeant Christopher Hucks. We would also like to recognize all commanders, chiefs, the First Sergeant, supervisors, mentors, and co-workers who are supporting our inductees. Thank you for attending this special event and showing your support for our newest senior non-commissioned officers.
We would like to honor those often unsung heroes among us. Those whose support cannot be fully measured. Your sacrifice is unique only to those familiar with the military life. Without your support, these inductees could not have made it to this point in their career. We would also like to thank all spouses, significant others, and family members in attendance. Please stand to be recognized.
Finally, we would like to recognize our brothers and sisters who are deployed to various countries across the globe and those attending virtually. Although they are not here physically, they are with us in spirit.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now take a moment to reflect on something that is important to us all. Please charge your glasses with water. As you enter the dining area, you may have noticed a table in the right-hand corner, set apart to call your attention to its purpose. It is reserved to honor our missing comrades in arms.
Set for one, the empty place represents our men and women still missing from each of the military services. The tablecloth is white, symbolizing the purity of their intentions to respond to their country's call to arms. The ribbon on the candle reminds of those who will not be coming home. The single rose reminds us of the loved ones and families of our comrades in arms who keep the faith and await their return.
A slice of lemon is on the bread plate to remind us of their bitter fate.
The salt on the plate is symbolic of the family's tears as they wait and remember. The glasses are inverted. They cannot toast with us tonight.
As we look upon this empty table, remember our comrades, those who we depended upon in battle. They depend on us to bring them home. Remember, our fried, they are the one we love who love life, and remember as we do. Now, we ask you all to stand. We would like to propose a toast out of respect to our former prisoners of war and those still missing in action. We should never forget the brave men and women who answer our nation's call and serve the cause of freedom around the world.
To our past and present missing comrades in arms,
ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
we sincerely hope that you enjoyed tonight's specially prepared meal and the company of those gathered around you. Ladies and gentlemen, dinner is served. Welcome back, everyone. I hope everyone enjoyed their meals. To welcome the senior non-commissioned officers into their new role and their continued service to the profession of arms, it is with great honor that we introduce to you our guest speaker for this evening. He provides strategic counsel to the installation commander on leadership, readiness, training, morale, and welfare for 1,200 personnel, supporting airlift, fighter aircraft, mission-critical logistics, and maintenance activities. He oversees base operations for joint forces at Morone Air Base and Lajes Field, while managing the largest airfields in USAFE Air Forces Africa. His background includes various roles in the cyberspace support career fields at Base Communications Units, Headquarters Air Force, Theater Deployable Communications, numbered Air Force, NATO, and Joint Commands. He has deployed numerous times in support of contingency and enduring operations to include Operation Enduring Freedom, Unified Protector, Inherent Resolve, and completed overseas tours in Italy, Republic of Korea, Germany, and the Netherlands. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Chief Master Sergeant Christopher Hucks.
All right, good deal. All right, good evening, everyone. How are you doing tonight? Everybody good? Everybody happy? Awesome. You're like, let's go. All right, we will go. To my esteemed inductees, I'm going to preface this speech by saying this, okay? So roughly about 10 years ago, I had my senior NCO induction. And before I wrote the speech, I sat there and I thought about it. I was like, let me look back to my induction ceremony. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't remember much of it. I didn't remember who the guest speaker was, but I tried to take at least one thing that guest speaker said and carry it throughout my career. So 10 years from now, you may not remember my name, but I would definitely say, please take at least one thing that I tell you tonight away from this, okay, as you become senior NCOs. So let's go ahead and get started. So distinguished guests, fellow service members, families, and most importantly, our newly minted senior non-commissioned officers, good evening. Well, here we are on this fine evening, gathered to witness something truly remarkable. The moment when perfectly good NCOs evolve into caffeine-powered stewards of military excellence, capable of reciting regulations from memory while simultaneously crafting legendary tales that begin with, back in my day, and you somehow get more heroic every time they're told. Congratulations, you have officially crossed over to the dark side. And we have cookies. Well, we have shift schedules, budget spreadsheets, and the noble art of translating officer speak into actionable guidance, but I hear it all goes smoother with a monster in one hand and decades of wisdom in the other. Tonight, you join the ranks of the senior enlisted leaders, a brotherhood and sisterhood built on trust, sacrifice, and an almost supernatural ability to make coffee and energy drinks appear when morale and energy levels are low. This isn't just a promotion, it's a calling to become the backbone of our military, the steady hand that guides our formations through uncertainty and challenges. As you step into this new role, you'll quickly discover that being a senior NCO comes with some profound changes. Junior enlisted members will seek you out, not just for answers, but for wisdom. And yes, to settle debates about whether that thing they're about to do is probably fine or definitely going to get them in trouble. Your perspective will sharpen as you develop an instinct, or some would say a superpower, for seeing potential problems before they become real ones, like detecting uniform violations from 100 meters away. More importantly, you'll learn to see potential in people before they see it in themselves. You'll find yourself sharing stories, not to relive past glory, but to light the path forward for those following in your footsteps. Though somehow that story about the training exercise does get a little more dramatic each time you tell it. This transformation brings with it a weight of responsibility that's very real. You now stand between the strategic vision of our officers and the daily reality of our junior enlisted, which means you'll become fluent in translating, we need to leverage synergistic solutions into work together to put away the tools correctly, take out the trash, and don't forget to put the GOV keys back in the binder, and don't be late to PT, and take care of each other. Now, as you navigate this new territory, let me share 3 fundamental truths that will guide your journey as senior enlisted leaders. The first truth is this: people are your mission. Everything we accomplished, every successful operation, every standard met, every goal achieved, happens because of the men and women standing beside you. Your primary job isn't just managing equipment or processing paperwork. It's developing people. When you invest in your troops' growth, believe in the potential, and have their backs when things get tough, they'll follow you anywhere and accomplish the impossible. But if you treat them like interchangeable parts, don't be surprised when they perform like a vending machine that takes your money. Technically working, but definitely not giving you what you paid for. You're not just leading airmen, you're shaping the future of our military, one person at a time. The second truth might surprise you. Master the art of strategic caffeine consumption. You're about to enter a realm when energy drinks and caffeine aren't just beverages, they're tactical fuel for the endless cycle of early morning phone calls, last minute EPBs and awards, and emergency, we need this yesterday, taskings. You'll develop the ability to function on 3 hours of sleep and 2 monsters, quote regulations verbatim, while half awake and somehow still maintain that energy to mentor young airmen who just made the same mistake you warned them about last week. Your coffee pot will be your most trusted wingman, and you'll find yourself calculating caffeine intake like ammunition counts. Just remember, there's a fine line between being productively wired and being that senior NCO who speaks exclusively in military acronyms at 0400. The third truth is perhaps the most important. Flexibility is key. Plans will change, equipment will break, weather will not cooperate. Murphy's Law is just a theory. Murphy's Law isn't just a theory, it's your new roommate. The mark of a great senior NCO isn't that everything goes according to plan. It's that when everything goes sideways, you adapt, overcome, and still make it look easy. You're basically becoming professional magicians, except instead of pulling rabbits out of hats, you'll be pulling solutions out of chaos. Speaking of adaptation, leadership itself is an art form. And like any art, it takes practice to master. Some days you'll be Michelangelo creating masterpieces. Other days, you'll feel more like a toddler with finger paints making a mess. Both are part of the process. The key is to remember that every Picasso started with stick figures, and every great leader started by making mistakes and learning from them. You'll mentor young airmen who think they know everything, just like you did when you were their age. The difference is, now you actually do know everything, or at least you'll pretend to do with such confidence that everyone believes you. That's called command presence. And it's 30% knowledge, 40% confidence, and 30% strategic use of the raised eyebrow. You gotta work on that. But let's talk about the real deal here. When things go wrong, you'll be steady, the steady presence that says, we've got this. And because you believe it, they'll believe it too. You'll face moments when NCOs look to you not just for guidance, but for hope. When things go right, you'll be the voice that ensures credit flows downward to those who earned it. You're the one who turns policy into practice, ensures that when our nation calls, we answer with strength, skill, and unwavering dedication. This brings me to something truly important. Tonight marks the beginning of your legacy. Not the legacy measured in ribbons and awards, though those are nice, but the legacy measured in the leaders you develop, the lives you touch, and the difference you make. Years from now, someone will stand up and say, I had a senior NCO who changed my life. And they'll be talking about you. And I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the incredible support system that has helped each of you reach this milestone. Your families, your friends. The sacrifices they make, the late nights they endure, the unwavering support they provide, it all contributes to your success. Remember to lean on them, cherish them, and never forget the vital role they played in your continued journey. They are your rock, your inspiration, and your biggest cheerleaders. So as I leave here tonight, remember, lead with your heart, think with your head, and never underestimate the power of a well-timed joke to diffuse tension. The future of military is in your capable, slightly caffeinated hands. Congratulations, senior non-commissioned officers. Welcome to the best job you will ever love to complain about. Now go forth and lead, and remember, decaf is not a beverage, it's a lack of commitment. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Hux, for your words of inspiration and encouragement. Another round of applause, please. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here tonight to celebrate our tradition of honor.
What do you mean when we say a tradition of honor?
You, inductees, follow the footsteps and stand on the shoulders of giants. Senior non-commissioned officers, past and present, paved the way through the accomplishment of heroic actions in the face of insurmountable odds while maintaining the integrity and honor that has set them apart from all others.
You are tasked with the sobering challenge of continuing the tradition and legacy of excellence that comes with receiving this next stripe. You are part of a proud heritage of servant leaders, and you are expected to uphold the tradition of the greatest Air Force the world has ever known.
As a servant leader, it is your job to motivate, mentor, educate, and develop future leaders, as you owe it to them to provide the same foundation your predecessors passed on to you.
Tonight, we celebrate your crossing into the top tier of responsibility, the senior non-commissioned officer tier.
We are pleased to welcome our newest members of the Senior Non-Commissioned Officer Corps. All of our inductees are identified by the medallions worn around their necks. Let's give them a round of applause.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we celebrate the crossing of 5 non-commissioned officers into the Senior Non-Commissioned Officer Corps. The ceremony is a proud part of our profession of arms. Enlisted leaders challenge, train, mentor, and guide the future of our great Air Force and our airmen. Our inductees will soon cross a major milestone in their career and will have much expected of them.
Sabre Team, post.
Colonel Harrison and Chief Chucks, please join us on stage as we introduce our newest Mass Sergeants.
Ladies and gentlemen, our 2025 Senior Non-Commissioned Officer inductees are
From the 765th Air Base Squadron, Technical Sergeant Shannon Bevan, and unable to attend tonight, Amanda Ellis.
from the 65th Air Base Squadron, Technical Sergeant Denver Davis, accompanied by his spouse, Emily.
From the 765th Air Base Squadron, Technical Sergeant Eric Holloman.
From the 65th Air Base Squadron, Technical Sergeant Braden Jones.
From the 65th Air Base Squadron, Technical Sergeant Derek Raybuck, and unable to attend tonight, his spouse, Evie Raybuck.
Thank you, Colonel Harrison and Chief Hux. Oh, yes, sorry. Yeah, you guys are good.
Thank you to our Sabre team. Your presence this evening is greatly appreciated. Inductees, we welcome you into the ranks of the Senior Non-Commissioned Officer Corps. How about a round of applause for our newer Master Sergeants? Ladies and gentlemen, induction into the Senior Non-Commissioned Officer Corps is a huge milestone in the enlisted member's career. What sets this ceremony apart from the actual promotion is a significant change in the status that comes with accepting the higher levels of responsibility.
Senior Master Sergeant Howard, will you please join us on stage to administer the Senior Non-Commissioned Officer Charge to our newest inductees?
Will all senior NCOs, past and present, please rise with our inductees as they are administered the senior NCO charge. Senior non-commissioned officers bear the profound responsibility of guiding our Air Force toward a brighter future while preserving the rich legacy of our past. The senior non-commissioned officer ranks of Master Sergeant, Senior Master Sergeant, and Chief Master Sergeant mark the pinnacle of leadership in our enlisted corps. As a senior non-commissioned officer, you are entrusted with the highest levels of leadership, responsibility, and expertise. In addition to fulfilling the responsibilities of junior enlisted airmen and non-commissioned officers, you are charged with the following duties. You are charged with integrating the talents, skills, and abilities of your subordinates with other teams to accomplish our mission with excellence while maintaining flexibility in execution. Be the bridge that connects our force, ensuring unity in purpose and action. You are charged with effectively communicating across the chain of command, translating orders into actionable tasks, and advocating for your airmen and their families. You are charged with the development of self, others, ideas, and organizations. Capitalize on joint interagency, interorganizational, and multinational development opportunities, building partnership capacity and defense of our nation. You are charged with demonstrating the principles of self-discipline and independent action through continued education, training, and career broadening. In all facets, showcase a willingness to do what the mission demands. You are charged with fulfilling a unique and critical role in officer development at the squadron, group, wing, and higher headquarter levels. Utilize your extensive experience and expertise in supporting and advising officers in successfully leading airmen of all ranks and backgrounds. You are charged with honoring our heritage while also serving as a leader for the next generation. Embrace our core values while modeling a comprehensive knowledge of Air Force foundational competencies. You are charged with cultivating a professional climate and culture within your teams, enforcing high standards and combined focus on mission execution. Clarify leadership orders, expectations, and swiftly correct behaviors that detract from good order and discipline. Your role as a senior non-commissioned officer is pivotal in shaping the future of our force. In accepting these responsibilities, you pledge your dedication to the United States Air Force and its enduring mission for our nation to fly, fight, and win air power anytime, anywhere. Do you accept these charges?
We accept these charges.
Congratulations.
Please be seated. And thank you, Senior Master Howard.
And now, the 65th Air Base Commander, Colonel Harrison. Ma'am, the floor is yours.
Well, now, we've had an exciting night. We've gotten to induct the 5 individuals into the Senior NCO Corps. I know they are ecstatic. I have this script up here. I'm going to try to go by it, but I love to, go off script. That's just me, and that's how I do things. What can I say? So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending tonight. I am glad that I could share this evening with you to be able to induct some fabulous individuals into the Senior NCO Corps. To the team that put this together, phenomenal job, as always. I am so proud of each and every one of you that played a role in getting this done. I have my list of people that I'm going to name off. To the setup team, Senior Airman Rivera, if you are here, please stand up and be recognized. If you're not, it's okay too. But Senior Airman Rivera, Staff Sergeant Torres Herman, Staff Sergeant Blackburn, Staff Sergeant Kimball, our Masters of Ceremony, they're already standing. Staff Sergeant Rodriguez and Tech Sergeant Moringue, Proffer, Staff Sergeant Dideau, our DJ, Staff Sergeant Avu. We can't see you. You should come from behind the booth. Thank you. A special thanks to the TORC staff personnel, also Miss Teresa and the top 3 for actually putting this on. Shout out to the top 3 president, Master Sergeant Bambi White, Senior Master Sergeant Rodriguez, Master Sergeant Mitchell. I know you guys had a hand in making sure this all went well. As well as Master Sergeant Stanley back there. So thank you all for making sure that this event went off without a hitch. And to our videographer back there, he showed up at 2:00 today and said, hey, I can record this, because we weren't thinking it was going to be recorded. And so thank you to our FSS marketing team for always showing up and being present and making sure we have this recorded, so that we can go back and look at it, and so that the families that are not here can actually see what went down and what went on and how we recognize their family members. So please, wait, one more person. I'm missing somebody that I didn't recognize, our photographer over there. Thank you, sir, for being here tonight and making sure we have these memories. Everybody, please give them a round of applause. So, as you all know, the Senior NCO Corps is the backbone of our military, and we are elated to welcome you into all the ranks. You have worked hard to get to where you are, but I want to acknowledge a special set of people that I'm sure helped to get you where you are. And again, that's family. Family support is equally important to your success. And I want to take this opportunity to say thank you to all the family members here today. So please give them a round of applause, and thank you to the family members that will watch this video later. To my senior NCOs, you are now entrusted with greater responsibilities and authority. We expect you to lead by example, provide guidance and mentorship, and ensure your units are well-trained and mission-ready at all times, as we are now in a time of great consequence. We don't know what's going to happen, right? But we need to be ready at all costs. Your actions will set the tone for the entire unit. Always strive to maintain the highest standards of professionalism, integrity, and excellence. Congratulations and best wishes for continued success in your careers. We know that you will continue to make us proud and uphold the Air Force core values of excellence in all we do, service before self, and integrity. Thank you, Chief Hux, for delivering that amazing speech. I know our leaders are better for it. You have empowered them to lead our airmen into the future, and I know that they are ready, grateful, and ecstatic for this next chapter in their life. In closing, I would also like to thank the airmen, supervisors, and commanders who have supported these outstanding leaders throughout their careers. Your guidance, mentorship, and encouragement have helped shape them into the senior NCOs they are today. Thank you all for joining us tonight and to come help celebrate some amazing airmen. I hope you all have a good night. And I think, will there be music afterwards? So please stay around, have a little dance or two, a little line dance, and fellowship with some people and just enjoy the night, because I think we're going to have a great time. We're going to continue to have a great time. Thank you all for attending. God bless.
Thank you, Colonel Harrison, for those inspirational words.
Well, as Colonel Harrison mentioned, tonight's events would have not been a success without the support of our volunteers. Additionally, we would like to take this time to publicly thank the Senior Non-Commissioned Officer Induction Summary Committee for the hard work and dedication they put into planning this event.
We would like to thank the Top of the Rock Commons and its staff for their amazing service throughout this event. Finally, we also would like to thank the Lajes Field Top 3 Association. This event would not be possible without your support. To everyone in the audience, thank you for celebrating the accomplishments of our newest Master Sergeants. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes tonight's ceremony. Please make sure to get home safe and remember to take advantage of the taxi services. Please stand and join us for the singing of the Air Force song led by our newest senior non-commissioned officers.
Loud and proud.